Hi everyone, my name is Kes and I collect, and today I'm gonna do a review of Haunt Couture Frankie Stein. I've been waiting for this moment. I received her yesterday, which was really exciting. It took a while for her to ship to my country, but it's okay, you know, she's here and that's all that matters. And I know it is quite a lot of money, but for me personally, it is worth it because the feeling that I got when I received her is just so nostalgic, you know, because it feels like getting a new Monster High doll, because this is the first Monster High doll they released in years with the original characters. So it is just something special to me. Also the boxes, we're gonna talk more about it in a second, but I love the box so much. I am really excited to open her up and show you all the details, so let's get into it. Let's start with the box. The box is a coffin-shaped box, a matte black color, and it has metallic blue lining and shiny gray details. All the details are very Frankie related. You can see Frankie skeleton, lightning bolts, stitching, zippers, even a light switch. And here's the back of the box. The same pattern continues on the back of the box. On the front of the box, you can see this fake leather square, and it says Haunt Couture with the Monster High logo and some Frankie related symbols in a blue metallic color. Now let's open the box. Once you slide open the box, you can see Frankie being displayed with a plastic layer, and you can see a little pouch with her diary inside on the lid of the box, and she comes with a certificate. The certificate comes in a little plastic seal, and it says Haunt Couture with the Monster High logo on top, certificate of authenticity. The certificate that your Monster High Haunt Couture Frankie Stein doll realized through the collaborative efforts of designers and artists at Mattel, and it has Rebecca Shipman's signature. On the back of the card, you can see Haunt Couture in blue letters, and this is a little piece that Frankie wrote. Wait, is it day 400 or day 4070? Either way, it's been a stitch or two since I last saw you. Lots of shocking stuff going on behind the screens. Don't you just love the way this look is put together? Check out this totally voltageous top with metallic skeletons and hardware vest for an edgy finish. The rest of the outfit is scare-adorable with a terrifying zipper trim skirt plus high wattage heels with light switches. I can't believe Cleo actually found the time to design these after her break. Oops. Like I said, lots going on behind the screens. I've been falling apart without you, so let's hang out more often. And it has a Frankie Stein's handwriting in blue letters on the bottom. And here you can see Frankie's diary in the pouch. I will be reading her full diary later in this video, so stay tuned for that. Now let's take a look at Frankie in her box. The background of her box is blue, and you can see all the items she comes with. You can see the brush and her stand on the side of the box. Now let's take off her plastic seal, and this is what she looks like without the seal. Now let me fully unbox her so we can get into the details. So here's Frankie Haunt Couture out of the box. She comes with a blue metallic base for her stand and also a blue metallic brush. And she comes with a diary and a backpack. She seems to be having the exact same body as the original Frankie. The only difference is the lower arm, because Frankie Haunt Couture has the reboot lower arms. And you can tell the difference by the little peg at the top. And Frankie Haunt Couture has a different color neck bolts. Hers are more metallic silver, and Frankie Wave 1's are just silver. And they both seem to be around the same height. Although I do think Frankie Haunt Couture looks a little bit taller, but I'm not sure. She has super long white and black hair that goes past her knees. She has an original new face, which in my opinion is kind of a fusion between the reboot and the original Monster High dolls. She has thick brown eyebrows and rooted lashes. Her right eye is blue and her left eye is green, just like we're used to with Frankie. She has a stitch on her cheek and a red lipstick. She even has a little bit of pink blush. She comes with two blue hair clips. The bottom one is in the shape of a lightning bolt, and it is blue metallic, the same color as her stand and her brush. The one above it says high voltage in blue letters, and then she has a clip on the top of her hair, which creates a little half ponytail just like her original doll. She comes with blue metallic earrings that are kind of a reference to her original ones. These are fully metallic, and the top of her earring has a little lightning bolt. Also, there's a little plastic piece for protection between her ear and the earring. Her top is in 2 pieces. She has a glittery blue crop top underneath her lace one, and she also has these plastic sleeves that protect her lace top that goes over it. The lace top has stitching all over in black, and the right arm has a metallic blue Frankie skeleton, and the left arm has 3 blue metallic lightning bolts. The bottom of her lace top around her wrists are the same material as the top underneath. She also comes with this silver harness that has blue belt buckles on the side. She comes with this black studded waist belt that has blue studs, buckles, and a lightning bolt on it. Her skirt has 3 layers. The top layer is a plaid pattern, same as her original one, but this one has silver in it. Then there's this fake leather part that is parted in the middle, and at the bottom the same plaid pattern again, with some black lacing on the bottom. And she has 2 little fake zippers on the sides of her skirt. Her shoes are silver with different kinds of straps. Some have studs, some have this leather pattern. The bottom of her shoes are black and it looks like a little stitch in front. Her heels are blue metallic and they're actually a working light switch, which could be a reference to Frankenstein. The backpack is blue with black stripes and it has 2 red lightning bolts in the front and some yellow lacing in the middle. Some fake leather on the bottom of the backpack, and you can actually open the backpack since it's made out of fabric. You can close it with Velcro and it has this fake zipper on the side, and the back is blue with black stripes. Now let's go and read her diary. On the front you can see the Monster High logo in blue, and it says this diary belongs to Frankie Stein. On the bottom it says, if you find this along with my arm, can you return both please, thanks, which is actually different from her original diary. Let's start with her bio. Her bio is actually the same as her original Wave 1 bio. It says, name, Frankie Stein. Age, I'm 15. Days, that is. Monster parent, Frankenstein and his bride. Killer style. My friends say I have the perfect figure for fashion. I'm not really sure what that means yet, but they've taken me shopping for some scary cute clothes that are absolutely to die for. Freaky flaw. Sometimes my stitches come loose at the worst possible moment, like the day my arm flew off at fearleading tryouts and landed right in front of the most creeperific guy at Monster High. I was mortified. Pet, what's it? I'm not sure all of the things he's made from, but what's its pet license is 10 pages long. Favorite activity. Since I'm only 15 days old, I don't really have a favorite yet. I want to experience everything before I have to choose. Every morning when I come upstairs, my dad insists on grinning and shouting, "It's alive!" Favorite school subject, history. It's great because it helps me to understand where my friends are coming from. Least favorite school subject, swimming. I tend to short out and say silly things when I get wet. Favorite color, black and white stripes. Favorite food, because I'm only 15 days old, everything I've tried so far is the best thing ever. BFFs, Draculaura and Claudine Wolf. The 12th day of January. I think it's day 4070 something. I've completely lost track. It's been a scary, busy Scaremaster, and the other day, fearleading practice was just as freaky. It all started with Cleo Denial's super complicated fearleading routine that ended up in a fear myth that seemed like it needed 3 instruction sheets to build. All of the other fearleaders looked doubtful we could pull it off. But have you ever tried telling a denial no? Well, as soon as the pyramid went up, we all came tumbling down. Truthfully, I did get a bit distracted. I was scanning the field for 7. That's not his name, but that's all I have to identify him. He's a football player with the coolest accent. I caught a glimpse of him just as we had completed the top of the pyramid, and before I knew it, Draculaura was helping me up while Claudine grabbed my leg. If I can't even keep it together when I see 7 across the football field, how will I ever talk to him in person? Anyway, at least I've got our February Fright Fashion Show fundraise for the new fearleading uniforms to keep me busy. I totally agree with Claudine. Our uniforms are looking a bit worse for wear, but I'm not saying that to Cleo. The 14th day of January. Tonight at dinner, Dad was going on and on about his new project. Mom and I usually can't follow Dad's lab talk, but we let him go on because he loves his work. I mentioned the upcoming science scare at school, and Dad suddenly perked up. "Frankie, you should enter. Let's put that old Stein ingenuity to work." He started rattling off project ideas, including a solar-powered lawnmower that also doubled as a monster guard dog. Mom chuckled and told him to let me figure it out. Dad smiled and said, "I'm sure a bolt of inspiration will hit you soon enough," and bam, off you go. It's usually me hitting people with things like my arms or my legs, so I wasn't sure what Dad was talking about. I don't even know what I would create for the sign scare. Maybe a stronger monstertanium thread so I could actually talk to the monster at school without losing a limb or causing a blackout. The 17th day of January. Oh, Zaps, Dad was right. I did get hit by a bolt of inspiration. Well, more like a door, but let me explain. A few days ago, cheerleading practice was cancelled, so I headed to the mall with my BFFs Draculaura and Claudine Wolf to start looking for outfits for the upcoming fashion show. I wasn't totally convinced that I could walk down the runway without falling apart from all the attention, but Claudine wouldn't hear of it. "No way, girlfriend, you're absolutely walking the show. That figure is too fantastic to be sitting on the sidelines. Besides, your BFFs will be right beside you, looking just as clawsome." I felt a lot better knowing my friends would walk the runway with me, and we kept searching the mall for ghoul looks. We found ourselves inside this totally voltageous boutique and couldn't resist trying on a few things, but quickly realized that the prices were just shocking. As I was in the dressing room, I could hear Draculaura and Claudine talking about the show, and Draculaura said, "I wish we could just make the clothes like this. It would be so freaktastic." And that's when it hit me. Well, the door hit me because my bolt got caught up in a chainmail shirt and I lost my balance, causing a walking fashion frightmare. But I didn't care. I was too excited. I knew how I was going to enter the sign scare and make freaktacular outfits for the fashion show. I wish that bolt of inspiration had been a bolt of actual lightning because I'm fiercely stuck on this project. Why did I think I could create a printer that could print actual clothes? The night I came home from the mall, I immediately got to work on the 3 Scream. I rushed through dinner, thanked Mom and Dad, and then rushed down my lab to start building the ultimate fashion machine image. A printer that could make any gorgeous outfit a monster could think of. It was going to be totally creeptastic. Until it wasn't. I can't figure out how to make the 3 Scream actually print something. I pulled an all-frighter and even ate some of Dad's leftover stink witches for inspiration. Ugh, big mistake. What's it wouldn't even cuddle with me with my sauerkraut breath. I know I should ask Dad for help, but am I really a sign if I can't figure out something as simple as this? My dad is literally the most famous monster scientist of all, and I can't tell him or my friends that I'm failing. The 24th day of January. Ugh, Claudine asked me about the printer today, and I got so nervous my bolts reversed and slammed a bunch of locker doors shut, including Deuce Gorgons, who was weirdly distracted, and the door narrowly missed his snakes, and they hissed in annoyance. I half-heartedly reassured Claudine that the printer would work and rushed off to class. Just my luck, Seven walked by and said hello in that creeperific accent. My bolt sparked even more and his eye coffin got stuck in my neck. At least my leg didn't go flying off this time. Bolts! When I came home from school, Dad wanted to know how the project was coming along, and I shouted a quick fine before running downstairs to the lab. I could hear him tell Mom, "Just look at our ghoul. She's already got that Stein focus. Can't stop until the problem is solved." Currently sucking down another spookachino for a jolt of energy so I can pull another all-frighter. This had to work, otherwise I'm going to be totally mortified. The 26th day of January. Oh my ghoul! I pulled 2 all-frighters and ate more sauerkraut than any ghoul could eat. And still, I couldn't get the printer to make a sleeve, let alone a whole outfit. I dropped out of the science scare and had to break it to my friends today that the 3 Scream isn't going to work. The look on their faces was worse than Dad's when Whatsit gets in the lab and chews up everything. With no outfits and Cleo all of a sudden cancelling practices left and right, the squad decided it was probably the best to cancel the fashion show and find another way to raise money for new uniforms. My girlfriends were totally understanding, but I could tell they were disappointed. I've never been this mortified in my life. I dragged through classes all day and was so relieved to be home until my dad asked about the sign scare. I don't know if it was the lack of sleep, all the sauerkraut, or the many spookicinos, but I went totally bolts on my dad. I yelled and said, "Maybe I don't have the Stein brain after all, just leave me alone." Dad yelled out, "Karlov's crypt!" And I ran down the stairs and slammed my door. Watsit felt so bad, he curled up in my lap and snuggled with me until I fell asleep. The 29th day of January. Still feeling pretty zapped out about letting my girlfriends down and dropping out of the science scare. I'm not the only one who needs a charge because Dracula looked down in the fangs all day. I wonder if this has anything to do with her needing a makeup touch-up the other day. Girlfriend's eyes were super puffy and her makeup looked a fright. I didn't ask too many questions since I had my own drama going on. I still hadn't talked to Dad after my shocking blow-up a few nights before. I knew eventually I was going to have to make things right. So when I got home from school today, I fixed a mustard and sauerkraut sandwich, took a deep breath and headed down the lab. Dad had his welder's mask on and jumped a little when I tapped his shoulder. "Peace offering?" I held up the sandwich and he gave me a little smile before kissing my forehead. He ate while I explained what happened the other night, listening intently and grunting in understanding. Finally he said, "Frankie, my ghoul, you will learn in this unlife that failure can be success, and giving up is the worst thing a ghoul should do." Dad gave me a wink and put back on his welder's mask. I gave him a nudge and headed up to do my homework. Still wondering how I could save the show, but glad I fixed things with my favorite monster. The 2nd day of February. Torches and pitchforks, what day is it? I've been down in my lab for days because, oh my ghoul, we figured out the 3 scream. It all started with yet another cancelled fear leading practice. Dracula knew something had to be wrong because Cleo lives for bossing us around during practice. She convinced some of us ghouls to put together a scare package and take it over to Cleo to cheer her up. And even Claudine joined in, even though I know Cleo is her least favorite ghoul. After grabbing a few things from the coffee bean, we headed over to the Niles. Totally cool mansion, and Cleo's sister Nephra met us at the door. Did I mention that Nephra's attitude makes Cleo look pleasant? If I ever get a sister, I gotta remind Dad to set her battery to all positive. Sheesh. We knocked a few times and Cleo didn't want to answer, thinking it was her sister. I wouldn't want to answer for Nephra either. But when we yelled out, irritating the servants, Cleo finally answered. Oh my bolts, the minute Cleo answered the door, I knew it was bad. She tried to put up a royal front, but eventually she gave up and told us that she and Deuce broke up. No wonder she had been cancelling practices left and right. And Deuce's snakes have been more irritable than usual. We all reassured her that it would be okay and that being in or out of a relationship doesn't define any ghoul. Eventually things turned to the fashion show, and when I explained that the 3 scream wasn't working, the old Cleo was back in full form. She grabbed my hand and led me over to an ornate jewelry box, opening the lid to reveal the most shocking gems and jewelry I have ever seen. Cleo said, "Look, I don't normally let commoners handle my jewelry, but this is obviously an emergency." She then picked up the most intricate loop of beautiful threads and fabrics, all weaved together with a sparkling golden string. This is super ancient, okay? It belonged to the goddess Tayet, and she was awesome at weaving and keeping mummies look chic. We can use this thread to make the 3 scream running and create looks totally befitting of royalty. And something for you ghouls too. We bolted back to my lab and carefully installed Tayet's thread, and zaps, it worked! The printer began wildly making layers of clothes and I screamed, "It's alive! It's alive!" I must have made quite the commotion because Mom and Dad came running down the stairs. When I showed them the 3 scream was working, Dad yelled, "Mary Shelley's ghost, it's alive!" He gave me a great big hug and gave Cleo a fist bump, which did not go over well. It doesn't matter, the 3 scream works. The fashion show is saved, and we're going to look so ghoul Monster High isn't going to know what hit them. The 4th day of February. I had to beg Mr. Hackington to let me enter the science scare again. I had to promise to clean up after the scare was over in order for him to let me participate. But when he saw what I had created, I think he was a little glad to let me back in. He kept marveling over the speed of the printer and the cool clothes it had created. I do think the light switch shoe will give me an edge over the competition, unless Ghoulia Yelps enters. That ghoul makes us all feel like stale brain muffins from the creepateria. Stitches crossed. I'm at least in the top 3. The 6th day of February. The fashion show was a complete success. We worked until the very last minute and I wasn't sure we would make it on time. I was literally printing scare accessories an hour before the show, and Claudine may have corralled at a few ghouls who had mixed up the outfits, but we all pulled together to strut the runway. I took a deep breath, pulled my stitches a little tighter and stepped out into the bright lights. The crowd went totally bolts for my zapped out look and I couldn't hide my smile. I paired the voltageous light switch heels with a sheer blue blouse, metallic skeleton details, and a shocking metal vest. Cleo helped me design my freaky fab skirt, which had scary sweet zippers and finished off with a belt. Hearing the cheers from my friends and the other girls at Monster High, I've never felt more alive. Well, at least since my first day of being alive. But you know what really gave me a charge? Finding a sweet note tucked into my locker after the show from a not-so-secret admirer. It read, "I love the way you're put together, lass. Hoping to fang out soon with the prettiest ghoul ever. Oh, Zaps, I think I'm gonna need some tighter monstertanium thread after all." Thank you everyone for watching my review on Frankie Haunt Couture. I hope everyone liked it and I see you guys in my next video. Bye!